A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Breishis. Erev Shabbos in the middle of the war. Erev Shabbos, where it's difficult to find oneself and to know where to put oneself. Hafoch Vhafoch Dkula. As we begin the torah, we begin to think in our minds once again to relate to the world through each Parsha. Turn it over and turn it over again, because everything you need is inside of it. Every way you need to process everything that's happening in the world is there inside of the Parsha. And it's there to speak to you and to guide you and to put you in a way to be able to deal with the things around you. In this Parsha, so many messages, so many things that talk to us about emunah, that talk to us about bitachon, about the whole purpose of the world, why we're here, to remind ourselves during these crazy times of why we're put in this earth. There are messages about milchama, there are messages about truth and evil, there are messages about everything that we need to know. But I want to share with you something that resonates with me, something that's right now consuming me. In the aftermath of the entire battle, of the entire story of the Chet of Adam Arishon, Adam, Chava, the snake, the ramifications. And the ramifications are incredible. And they change the course of the world. And then Adam Arishon, the Torah tells us, in Perek Gimel Pasuk Chaf, Vayikra Adam Shem Ishtai Chava. Now he names his wife. And what does he call her? He calls her Chava. Hi Hoisa Eim Kol Chai. Because she was the mother of all living creatures. What an amazing, beautiful name. A reminder of what her very essence is. That a woman's very essence is to nurture and to be able to give. And to be able to bring life into this world and to bring light into this world. And that's the reason why she lights candles on a Friday night. The mitzvah is given to her so that she can bring the light that it lives inside of her. That for a moment she wavered and extinguished. That now each Shabbat she gets to remind us, and we get to be reminded of what reality is. That a woman is light and life. Do you realize how incredible that is? Adam Rishon just suffered through the promise of a bleak existence, of not the kind of existence that would have been in Gan Eden, in the Garden of Eden. He's told now there's going to be death in the world. He's told now he's going to have to work hard for the things that he gets. There's going to be pain in childbirth. There are just so many, the whole essence of the world changed. You would imagine that he would have called his wife something that could have memorialized that moment. Call her Mara. It's bitter. It's bitter. To remember that this is a bitter existence. And then we have to try to make it lighter and make it better. But Adam Rishon doesn't call her Mara, doesn't call her bitter. Doesn't memorialize that moment. He looks at his wife and he calls her Chava. Because Adam Rishon had a choice. Right here in the beginning of the Torah, at the end of the third chapter, Adam Rishon has a choice. And his choice is, he can look and see clearly the negative thing that Chava did, or he can look at her and he can say, despite that, there was such a beautiful core. There is such a beautiful essence. And she is, after all, a human being, and human beings falter. Human beings do things wrong. But when I look at their core, and I look at their essence, and I see their light, and I see their godliness, and I see their beauty, then even a Mara becomes a Chava. And with this, what Adam Rishon did was he set the stage for us, for our existence. that we have to live in that world of seeing the positive and of seeing through to the essence and the core of a person. And we have that ability. It says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Adam b'tzalmai, in his image. B'tzelem Elokim bara, I say. Well, B'tzelem Elokim tells me he created him with the image of God. So then what does it mean when it says Vayiver Elokim es Adam b'tzalmo, that God created Adam b'tzalmo in his image? Not in God's image, in man's image. That means that man has an incredible potential to be godly. And just like God looks at us and sees the love, the beauty, he sees our inner core. He looks into our souls. We have that ability to be able to do that to others also. You know, it says, Kiva Ko Hashem Tzura Olamim. With the letters Yud and Hey, the world were created. Hey was Olam Hazeh. Yud was Olam Haba. The letter Hey is the definitive article. Ha, whatever. Ha Shabbat. Ha Sefer. Means the. It sets it apart as something unique. The letter Yud is possessive. Shali, Sifri, Torasi. It's possessive, it's mine. Olam Hazeh is all about the letter Hey. It's all about finding my uniqueness, which is both beautiful and dangerous. I find my uniqueness. I find who I really am. Unfortunately, what can happen is that it sets me apart from you, and that it turns into battle. Because I'm me, you're you, and we're separated from each other. But the way that we create the Yud, the Olam Haba, is by asserting our uniqueness, by taking that uniqueness and attaching it to the world and attaching it to other people, by asserting our Tselem Elokim, our individual image of God. That's how we get to Olam Haba. When we use that Hey to find our uniqueness and then use that to attach and to help other people. When we use ourselves to be able to create unity and oneness, that creates the Yud, the possessive. That creates the me, the us, the beauty, the Olam Haba. We've been living in a world where there is so much hatred. And I'm not talking about the hatred of the world to the Jew. I'm talking about the hatred of the Jew to the Jew. I don't need to reiterate it. I don't need to tell over the current events. The hatred here in Eretz Yisrael. Nobody trusts anybody. An amazing thing has just happened. All those walls have come down. Every soldier will tell you that there's no right, there's no left. There's just Am Yisrael. And they're just protecting Am Yisrael. And you see it in the citizenry. There's no politics. There's no colors. There's Jews reaching out to Jews. There are so many incredible things. I could just speak for an hour, for hours and hours on incredible stories. But everybody here has the internet. Everybody here is looking at things, and you see all the stories that are coming in. But you got to keep your eyes open to the incredible achdus, the yemei tefillah that run across the board. The tzitz is making. They're making tens of thousands of pairs of green tzitzis for soldiers that are not religious, but that want to be protected by the Ribbon Shalom, and they want to put on tzitzis. And you have Hasidic Yidden. You have shtiblach that are filled with people sitting there making tzitzis for whoever needs them. No colors, no demarcations, no labels. We have a choice. We can either focus on the negative, focus on the nasty things, focus on the things that separate us, or we can look at the fact that we are all Eden. We are all Jews. You know, Mirz Hashem, the war will be over. We'll go back to normal. That's what worries me. Going back to normal. I'm not pointing a finger at another person. I'm pointing a finger at myself. I'm worried about me going back to normal. Going back to seeing people the regular way. To see the bitter people as Mara, as opposed to looking at their Chava, as opposed to looking at their real Tselem Elikim, the real divine image. Now, mispalel, that one thing doesn't change. The achdus, the togetherness that this war is causing. The random acts of chesed. You know, it's very easy in America to do the chesed, and I'm not putting anybody down, but it's very easy to do it. You gather stuff, you put it in boxes, you send it. It's to your brothers in Israel. But in Israel, to be able to do that, brothers in Israel are not brothers. Brothers in Israel are arch enemies. And to have brothers and sisters helping brothers and sisters, no matter who they are, is unbelievable. And I only pray that that never changes. This year started off with such pain and sorrow. But in that pain and sorrow, we see an incredible achdus. And halavai, the war ends, and the achdus lasts. And do you know how that can happen? If you and I commit ourselves to that real achdus. We can't change Klal Yisrael, but we can start the trend. We can make it all begin with us. We should have a Shabbos of peace. We should have a Shabbos of bracha. We should have a Shabbos of kedusha. And we should be blessed with a Shabbos of Breishis, of beginnings, of the beginning of our new world, of a world of shalom, of a world of achdus, a world of ava and achva and shalom and reis. Have a beautiful Shabbos.